Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Last Son. Today we are going to book what would be the final episode of the beta save, because today the actual retail game comes out, and I don't know when you'll be watching this, but today's the actual retail game comes out, and I have plans for a new save and the other videos on touring the Seaverse. I don't know what I'm going to call the series yet, but where we're going to go through the Seaverse companies and look at them, look at the rosters, look at the different parts of them, and so that way people who are potentially looking at what kind of company do I want to play as, they could potentially watch those videos and see the companies and make a decision that way. That's what my plan is anyways. So tonight we are going to book CILL, Declaración de Guerra, so in English, Declaration of War, and that will be our stopping point for this beta series. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and get into the booking screen. I'm not going to give anybody the night off. Guadalajara is fine. Booking team, let's purchase a creative finish. Surefire hit. Let's just name this random. Okay, why not do another one? This is for Aztec Prince. Locker room incidents. Wildfire Inferno got into an argument with Poison Ivy backstage, annoyed at the morale officer's attempt at team building. Backstage gossip is that El Jaguar and Hush had to be separated after a heated argument. Edmund's trainer, Amazing Firefly, ran a pre-show training drill to work on basics and safeties for 5 students: Io, Bandai, Optimus Jr., Yukio, Yoshitomi, War Peace, and Ganymede Jr. All in all, that was a pretty decent locker room incident. We had some problems, but this time, with it being the last one, we're not going to continue this after it. Let's try it to inspire. Given an inspirational speech, the entire locker room is now fired up and buzzing with anticipation. We can't do it for another 60 days, but since this is the last episode of the beta save, I figured I'd do it anyways, just to see how that actually worked, and we'll see how this actually helps or hurts the matches that we put together. So we're going to book our main event. The main event is Firefly taking on the champion El Hijo del Mephisto, and we will give that 17 minutes. Obviously, the World Championship will be on the line, and here is where I am thinking I want Amazing Firefly to win back the title. That's going to be a short reign for Mephisto. I don't know if I would do this if I was playing forward after this, but this one is furious. That's understandable. Let's keep you strong. See if that helps. Nope. Okay. Let's protect you then. I'll just change it to El Hijo de Mephisto, picking up the pinfall. Something about it, I just wanted to have the face, pick up the victory here at the end. Next up, we're going to have Aztec Prince, Hush, Pablo Real, and Monkey Man. This would be our number 1 contenders matchup. We're going to let Aztec Prince take the victory, especially since El Hijo del Mephisto is going to retain the title. Aztec Prince would be the number 1 contender. Next match, trios match, and on one side we have Catalina Vasquez, Mystery Pink, Stella Blanca. They're taking on the team of Maribel Mercado, Jaguar Queen, and Hellcat Hernandez. Let's give that 14 minutes, and let's have Mystery Pink pick up the victory over Hellcat Hernandez again, and we'll book that segment. Our next match is going to be Celeste Moon and Poison Ivy taking on Electric Dreamer and Pinky Perez, and we'll give that 15 minutes. Let Pinky Perez pick up the victory over Poison Ivy. Call that one in the ring, I think. Okay, next match will be, actually I need to back out of this for 1 second. And we need to search because we need 2v2 2v2 hardcore. And we're going to have Evil Intent taking on the Vikings. We will make it for the World Tag Team Championships. Give it 15. That's weird. Nobody found. It thought for sure I saved. Maybe I hit the X. World Tag Team Championship. Okay, that all saved. I'm going to have Slayer pick up the victory. We're going to actually try out the hardcore match aim and see if, that adds to the match at all. Look at that segment. Okay, we'll book next match will be a trios match. And we're gonna have on one side the mission, the other side Tomo Yuno, and with we're gonna have Tomo Yuno, we're gonna have Rapido, and the other side will have Angel Fire. That 13 minutes. Rapido is gonna pick up the victory. That segment for our we're going to have here El Serpente, Phoenix 4, and Wraith. They all have pretty decent technical skills, so this was planning on being our technical masterclass. And it will be for the Mexican title. Go ahead and make sure that's the masterclass. Phoenix 4 is going to pick up the victory here. Eventually, I would have left this to kind of go into El Serpente and Phoenix 4 feuding for that Mexican title. That would have been the plan. And then we're going to have a tag team match between the Wildcats, and we're going to have Dragon and Optimus, and we'll save that. Give that 12 minutes, and we'll book that's out. Let's make sure we don't have any major stars. We have one well-known and one couple recognizable. So let's do Hypnotic Junior and Border Patrol taking on. Could do Fallen Angel and War Piece. Give Hypnotic Junior the victory. One thing I was curious about potentially trying out would be really good aerial there, decent aerial there, same thing there, and War Piece pretty potentially decent. Let's try a high spots match, and we'll move this one there right after the technical masterclass, but we want to have this open. So we'll do a pre-show match. We'll get Bizarro and Darkness Cat on, and we'll give Darkness Cat the victory. Script that. Okay, let's jump out of here to the booking analysis and see. Okay, let's do a trios match, and we'll have the team of AO Bandai, Ganymede, and Yoshitomi taking on Anarchist, Phobia, and Wildfire Inferno. And I'm gonna let the road agent decide on this one. Let's go in here and see. We have some creative finishes. We actually have an Electric Dreamer, so we'll have to change that to Electric Dreamer as the victor, just so we can use the creative finish. Let's see here. Creative finish. We have a creative finish 1, random, and hypnotic. It's a big gamble. That's a surefire hit. Let's use this one. Hypnotic. I think I had hypnotic being the victor there. So we'll go down here and we'll use this big gamble. I think I'll hold off. I'm worried this match will kind of get a low score anyways because of just some of the people that's in it. So we'll just go ahead and leave it like it is. We have nobody that we need to worry about. So let's book this or save this, and let's get into our last book show of the beta. 903 people come to see Declaration of War, and they're treated to a pre-show bout that had terrible wrestling, non-existent crowd heat. Anarchist Phobia and Wildfire Inferno defeated AO Bandai, Ganymede Jr., and Yukio Yoshitomi in 9 minutes 48 seconds. And Wildfire Inferno pinned Ganymede Jr. with a heat blast. 31 wrestling rating, 14 crowd rating, 35 segment rating, so pretty close to our popularity. 22 for Yoshitomi, Ganymede Jr. 21, Bandai 32, Wildfire Inferno 34, Phobia 39, Anarchist 41. The injury on Ganymede did take a big toll on him. Phobia was really off his game, but overall, not upset with those scores. They're pretty close to what our popularity would be. Next pre-show bout, we had very little heat and apparently some terrible wrestling. Darkness Cat defeats Bizarro in 8 minutes and 1 second by pinfall with a Black Cat moonsault. Wrestling rating of 31, crowd rating of 20, segment rating of 32. So Bizarro had an in-ring performance of 33, Darkness Cat a 30, Darkness Cat was really off her game, and they also just don't click, and it showed in their performances. We open up then with a poor match where Hypnotic Jr. and Border Patrol 2 take on Fallen Angel and War Peace. Hypnotic gets the victory after a springboard senton. The match was designed to revolve around a lot of high spots. It got a 33 wrestling rating, 21 crowd rating, a 40 segment, so it was better than our popularity. Border Patrol had a 31, Hypnotic had a 43, so he performed pretty well. War Peace had a 26, Fallen Angel had a 31. We did lose heat on the Mexican title contender storyline. Nothing to know about I didn't use the Hypnotic Jr. creative finish, that's right. So the Mexican title matchup between El Serpente, Phoenix 4, and Wraith, I have some pretty high hopes for this one. In a technical masterclass that had good wrestling and decent reaction from the crowd, Phoenix 4 defeated El Serpente and Wraith in 15 minutes 58 seconds when Phoenix 4 pinned El Serpente with a Phoenix Ash bomb. And Phoenix 4 is now the CILL Mexican champion. 53 wrestling rating, 29 crowd rating, 54 segment rating. I'm happy with all of those scores. 54 is much higher than our popularity. Looks like all of them had pretty good performances. Phoenix 4 obviously led the way with a 57. El Serpente had a 52. Wraith had a 49. The Mexican title contender storyline advanced and gained heat, so it kind of washed out with that earlier match that lost heat. We move on to Dragon Del Arco Irish Jr. and Optimus Jr. taking on the Wildcats. Pretty good bout, I think. Didn't have much heat, but the crowd is hot and rising now. The Wildcats defeat Dragon Del Arco Irish Jr. and Optimus Jr. in 11 minutes 52 seconds when Tigre Salvage Jr. pinned Dragon Del Arco Irish Jr. with a Salvage suplex. It says Optimus Jr. was the weak link. We got wrestling rating of 45, crowd rating of 23, segment rating of 51 overall. Happy with that. Optimus only got a 27, so he was much lower than our popularity. Dragon Del Arco Irish Jr. had a 48. Tigre Salvage Jr. had the highest performance in 55, and El Jaguar had a in-ring performance of 51. I'm happy with that rating and those performances. Optimus Jr. He's pretty young, so the 27 is not horrible, and it's not even that far off from our popularity. So it's not like our popularity's in like the 60s, 70s, and he's turning in a 27. So he's like 10 off of our popularity. So pretty happy with that. It then move into Rapido and Tomo Yuno taking on the Cleansing, just Crusader, Redeemer, and Angel Flyer. So it's about to have decent wrestling, but didn't have much heat. Rapido and Tomo Yuno defeated the Cleansing in 13 minutes and 3 seconds when Rapido pinned Crusader with a Rapido knee. Crowd heat at the end is white hot. 41 wrestling rating, 24 crowd rating, 45 segment. Rapido had a 47, led the way. Kawa had a 42, so that's a really good performance. Tomonaga had a 38. Angel Flyer had a 45. Redeemer with a 42, and Crusader rebounded from that 17 performance with the 34. And I think that performance was due more to the fact that he was put in a technical masterclass, and I shouldn't have done that. So that's on me. We do get some notes that some people were really off their game, because I think Rapido usually has a much better performance than a 47. So him being off his game does make a sense. But this is higher than our popularity, so I am pretty happy with that one. So we'll move on to the next segment. Evil Intent versus the Vikings. This is our hardcore matchup, and we'll see how it does. So it's about that had decent reaction from the crowd. The subpar wrestling, which we kind of figured. Evil Intent defeated the Vikings in 15 minutes and 12 seconds. Slayer pinned Uhtred the Viking with the Pit of Hell. And Evil Intent make defense number 4 of the CILL World Tag Team Championship titles. The crowd was very hot at the end. We got 37 wrestling rating, 26 crowd rating, and 41 overall segment rating. Hellspawn had an in-ring performance of 28, Slayer a 30, Ragnar a 48, Uhtred a 44. The storyline advanced. We got some tag team specialist bonuses. See if there was any kind of penalties, just declining physical ability. If I was potentially thinking of continuing the save further, which I'm not, but if I was, I probably would have dropped the belts here to the Vikings because of their declining physical condition and ability. Plus, look at the performances. They were in the 20s and 30s. these guys were close to 50 and 45 and 50. So much better performances out of the Vikings. We now move on to Poison Moon and Electric Pink. So the bout had some pretty good wrestling, some great wrestling, and a decent reaction from the crowd. Electric Pink defeated Poison Moon 14 minutes 39 seconds when Electric Dreamer pins Poison Ivy with an electric blue bomb. 60 wrestling rating, 31 crowd rating, 61 overall segment. Poison Ivy had an in-ring performance of 51, Celeste Moon 54, Pinky Perez 68, Electric Dreamer 66. Gained heat with this, but our Electric Dreamer creative finish was a failure. So right now the best performers are going to be Pinky Perez, Electric Dreamer, and I do believe would be right now Phoenix 4. Move on to the next match here. Catalina Vasquez, Mystery Pink, and Australia Blanca taking on Maribel Mercado and the Queens of Hell. Bout apparently had really good wrestling, decent reaction from the crowd. Vasquez, Pink, and Blanca defeats Mercado and the Queens of Hell in 13 minutes 54 seconds, and Mystery Pink pins Hellcat Hernandez with a flying body press. 53 wrestling rating, 29 crowd rating, 60 overall segment. Australia Blanca had an in-ring performance of 53, Mystery Pink a 58, Catalina Vasquez a 47, Hellcat Hernandez a 50, Jaguar Queen a 44, and Maribel Mercado a 66. So right now it looks like Maribel Mercado, Electric Dreamer, and Pinky Perez have had the best performances of the night. So those three right now are getting lined up to be the ones who get our speech. And we have Aztec Prince versus Hush versus El Pavo Real versus Monkey Man for a #1 contender match. And about to had good wrestling and decent reaction from the crowd. Aztec Prince has defeated Hush, El Pavo Real, and Monkey Man in 14 minutes 23 seconds when Aztec Prince pins El Pavo Real with a triple power bomb. They were trying to steal the show. It was designed that way. It was very hot at the end. Wrestling rating of 52, crowd rating of 37, overall segment of 55. Aztec Prince had a 60 performance, Hush a 47, Pava Real 44, Monkey Man 57. The creative finish was a failure, even though it was supposed to be very likely to succeed. Hush was off his game, El Pavo Real seemed off his game. So still Mercado, Dreamer, and Pinky Perez as the top performers. Aztec Prince had a pretty good performance though, so did Monkey Man. Hush and El Pavo Real being off their games, I think it explains the 47 and the 44. I was expecting a little bit more, but them being off the games and this creative finish being a failure also. The 55 is really good, considering our popularity is a 37. So now I'll move into the main event. Amazing Firefly taking on El Hijo del Mephisto, and about that had superb wrestling and decent reaction from the crowd. El Hijo de Mephisto defeated Amazing Firefly in 17 minutes and 2 seconds by pinfall with a satanic elbow. El Hijo de Mephisto now makes defense #2 of the World Championship title. It had a 65 wrestling rating, 40 crowd rating, and a 75 segment rating. That's a really good way to end the pay-per-view and end the beta save. So we have Amazing Firefly with a 66 performance and El Hijo de Mephisto with a 64. So I think that still puts it at Dreamer and Perez and now Amazing Firefly as our 3 top performers. Random finish was a success. Go ahead and finish the show here. So we got a 69 overall. That's really good. That main event really pushed us up high. We'll finish the show, go into the top here. We'll address the locker room, and it'll be Pinky Perez, Electric Dreamer, and Amazing Firefly. Actually, we're just going to tell them they're awesome, and you're awesome. Actually, I'll say that you're good, great performance. Pinky Perez was pleased, Electric Dreamer was pleased, and Amazing Firefly seemed pleased. We made 8,566, so we got over the $100,000 barrier. We didn't raise our popularity really any at all. We'll go ahead and finish this show up, get out here and see if there's any mail, and then we'll probably end this episode with this last pay-per-view and the beta save, which has been really fun to do and learn about the game. Christy Higgins is now gone from 5SSW, and El Serpente is a natural talker. He's worth giving promo time in his Pinky Perez's opinion. We have a new Mexican champion, Phoenix 4. This is his 2-time champion, winning this out. So this is really cool. I would probably further this El Serpente Phoenix 4 feud, as well as having, you know, some other different contenders in there. We have the world champion El Hijo de Mephisto, uh, Evil Intent are still the current champions, and Electric Dreamer is still the current world women's champion. So, all in all, I think it's been a pretty successful save. So here's how we're gonna do it. We're gonna look at starting at the top here and just working our way through the different levels of the companies. So we'll start with USPW, then SWF, ECW, CWA, 21CW, EILL, Burning Hammer, Pride Glory, WLW, and we'll go through the list here. So everybody that could possibly want to see these companies, you guys can see who they are, what they have, just some things about them, and then you might be able to see something on like maybe mall that you would like to do, or maybe something from SciShow. You're like, oh cool, I want to work with that worker, so you'll start a save with that company. So that's the plan. We're going to do that. We're going to pick what company we want to continue our saves with. Pick the new company. I don't know if it will be one of the big three. Will it be one of the big three in Japan? It could be, you know, we could stay here in Mexico and go with EILL. Could go to, you know, Britain with 21CW, or even to Canada here with CWA. We could do, you know, CZCW or a PSW. Even go like potentially Lucha Underground-esque and do EMLL. Or we could do a Joshi save with either Supreme Wrestling or Women's Wrestling with Queens of Wrestling here. So there's plenty of options here in the Cverse, and I just want to highlight those for everybody. But I'm Last Sun, guys. I hope you enjoyed the beta save. If you did, please leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, check out some of the other videos we're doing. We have a playlist of all the beta save in case you missed any parts of it. You can go back. I'll make sure I create a playlist for the touring of the Cverse, and pretty soon keep an eye out for our new save in TEW9. Now that retail will be out today, as I'm taping this on a Saturday. So stay awesome, guys. Keep playing and have a wonderful day.